32. And thank you all for being here. I have a couple of announcements. We have some thank you notes to read. The board and members of the Lunenburg Community Food Pantry want to thank you for your generous donation of $160 in cash and grocery gift cards. Your support makes a meaningful difference in the lives of our Lunenburg neighbors facing food insecurity. As demand continues to grow, your generosity strengthens our ability to fulfill our mission and expand our reach in the community. Thank you, and it's signed Don Johnson. And then we have another one. Dear Lunenburg COA Board, thank you very much for your kind words and your generous gift. That was very unexpected, but much appreciated. Thank you for all you do for the seniors in Lunenburg. I look forward to partnering with you as a townsperson. Sincerely, Paula. Okay. So, do we have any public comment? Mr. Lincoln, this may be our first ever public comment, so please make it good.
What's the format? I assume the format is the same as the select board. I'm Pete Lincoln from Hemlock Drive, and it's real cool to be on the other side of the table. I was blessed to have a great grandmother who lived to be 96, and I got to know her well into my teen years, and found that to deal with living history rather than book history is much more exciting and personal. My great-grandma was born the year Lincoln was shot. And between us now, we have lived through, the two of us, 2/3 of our presidents. And she was a tiny woman, maybe 85, a farm woman, and had 5 or 6 kids, ran a farm. And I talked to her once about what she felt was prime moment in her life. And she said, 1902, at the Highwood Fair, some of you know of that. Highwood Fair is the longest running fair in the country, 40 miles down the road. I won $2 and a gold ribbon for the best baked bread. I thought to myself, how times have changed, and maybe not so much for the better. But to know an old person who was so happy and so joyful and lived a tough, hard life was really warming to me. And that's the way I felt when I met Elsa Watson. Here's a person who lived through wartime Germany and came out on the other side with a big smile, radiance, and a way of dealing with people that was unmatched. You look at her, there's this, again, a tiny little woman with this ball of red hair that looked like the sun, which radiated joy to everybody. And in 2016, we awarded her the Terry the Tiger Award for the most hours spent in the sea circuit here, and could have given it to every year. Just voluntarily, she gave so much of herself, and everybody's so happy, and this place is better for having known her. And so Deb and I thought that it might be nice, in fact, apt to present to our director a photograph of Elsa to have on file so she can continue to inspire all of us.
That's nice.
Very nice. Thank you, Kate.
Thank you.
We'll put it in a place of honor for sure.
And maybe we can have a moment of silence for Elsa right now. Thank you. She was so special. I can never remember a time when I walked in and she wasn't there with that smiling face, and no matter what was on my mind, she changed it to be sunny and bright. So here's to you, Elsa. Okay, do we have any board comment? I believe Jack has some
Could
comments.
we, if I could?
You
Jack,
certainly may.
Thank you. And I'm impressed with prefaces that Deb and I talked about this a little bit. Okay, first of all, with regard to Margaret, I'm not being here today. I am, as I shared that with Ambassador, we have a meeting tonight. If there's anything that is on your mind and I have a couple things in my mind, but that's another issue. Give me a call, contact, or send me something, and we will try and find out that information. She's really good about getting back to you. In fact, I made a little bit of a mistake last time in the meeting that we had, in the meeting that I brought the information back, and she wrote back to me a nice one. But all of a sudden, it created a lot of other questions. So I think the idea, Deb, of bringing them over and letting them do that, that was, that's the right answer. We get it, and I think they'll keep coming back over. So if you have anything, please. There was a question that came up last meeting with regard to how we're doing with 41A. Right now.
That's on the agenda.
Oh, it's on the
A little
agenda,
later.
okay, I won't address that, I'll hold that off. Okay, I've been kind of, Peter, to build on your happiness concept, I've been actually doing some reading on what makes people happy and what are the things you can do. You know, if you want to have a nice dinner, if you want to have a dinner with your spouse, you want to cause them to talk, put a candle in the middle. Believe it or not, you'll spend 20 minutes more at dinner and you'll eat less, which is a really good thing. And Jane and I are playing with that as well. But so I've been, again, reading books on what makes folks happy, and I'm trying to look at how I can apply that to working in this group here. Simultaneously, what I did learn is it's all about social interaction, having meaningful existence through to your last days. And there's all sorts of techniques. But the thing of it is that what makes you happy is to do something meaningful. In the ledger a couple of weeks ago, actually, tissue. Yeah, you notice my voice is still off.
This is brand new and clean.
Are
Okay?
you sure?
It was my backup.
I'll load it now, thank you.
Thanks, Jason.
Give me just 1 second. So, in the ledger, there was an article which featured Deb holding up the stocking, Christmas stocking, and everybody looked happy, and that was wonderful. That's what I think that's part of what we're trying to do, is give people something meaningful to be happy. Right below that, to the side of it, was a report from the school committee. And the school committee outlined the fact that, in this brief article, that basically only 45% of our students in the 3rd grade and throughout pretty much all the grades are meeting or exceeding expectations. In fact, there's another good 45% that are not, but they're kind of okay. And then there's another portion of the students that aren't doing well at all. And I reviewed this with Jane, all the data. She made me promise that I wouldn't bring it in and share it, but neither can. There's a lot of data, but it's legit. And whatever they said in the school committee, it was legit. So I'm thinking, okay, we're being happy over here, and the data would strongly suggest that essentially Lunenburg per pupil student ratio, we're in the low end. Rather than being in the 10 or 11, we're 15. Okay, our reading scores are not that great, and nor are our math scores in the 3rd grade. I've been talking to some folks outside who are very knowledgeable in this field, doctorates and stuff, and they're saying that, and Diane, you probably do the same thing, those first few grades 3 and 4, are really critical.
Actually, 1 and 2.
1 and 2 as well, of
In
course.
kindergarten.
Yeah, kindergarten. So, okay, this is a place that we need to be thinking about. The number of teachers that we can afford is on the low end, really low end. And so we're kind of facing a little bit of a financial crisis in town. See, I won't give away any of the information. Okay. But yeah, our town is in a really tough spot. And Deb and I were talking about that earlier in terms of how do we get more funding for our activities here so we can increase our outreach capabilities. And that's not looking like someone's going to be walking in and giving us a big check. So if you're limited in the amount of kinetic energy you have, meaning the energy immediately available, the cash or whatever, you look for potential energy. And here we go. We have this wonderful, well-educated base of seniors who we might be able to deploy to essentially help offset the cost to the school system, and in terms of making sure we take care of our kids. In my mind, like the kids of the town, this is the most important thing we have to take care of, aside from the roads, of course. But in either case, if we could somehow find a way of deploying these resources, these potential resources to address this, maybe there's an answer. Deb and I have ran some stuff by in terms of how it could potentially work. Deb, if you want to share just the...
I have spoke to the superintendent of schools, and she is definitely interested and on board with going ahead and trying to see what we can put together to address this.
Right.
So, because it would be wonderful for the seniors, gives them a purpose, something to do, and intergenerational is huge. Like Pete said, being with his grandmother, you know, so having these seniors with these third graders is huge. The stories the seniors can share with them, but also the children being able to read to the seniors and be able to practice that skill. So we're working together to see how to logistically best put this together.
And there's some other components as well, in terms of perhaps we get the library, maybe I'm jumping there, putting the car.
Yeah, well, yeah, because we're just logistically looking, is it
We're
going to
just
work
trying
out
to
better at the
scope
school
out.
here, the library?
Yeah.
How does this work?
So the need is there, the potential is there, and what I'm coming to this board to ask is, would it be okay if we worked on this? Diane, what are you doing? I'm gonna know. I'm saying if you could participate with us in terms of coming up with some what can work. We had a program similar to that in the past, and perhaps it lost momentum. It did, and for a variety of different reasons. If we as a group say yes, we want to do that and want to move ahead, we could be working with obviously the director, and the town certainly would probably appreciate whatever we can do to help remediate even the student-teacher ratio, which is I'm going to be we're at almost the bottom in terms of the number of teachers we have to the students. And I'll give you all the hard data that I went and dug out. So maybe we can supplement that and get that up. Go ahead, Diane.
Well, knowing a lot about what's going on is, it's not just remediating with the third grade, but it's going back. They've eliminated all the assistant teachers in the kindergarten.
Yeah.
Kindergarten and first grade is not like it was when we went to school. And these kids that are probably struggling in third grade, it's because they didn't get the help when they were in kindergarten and first grade. So it's twofold. It's not just helping the third graders, it's going back to where it starts.
Yeah.
I believe in kindergarten this year, they almost eliminated all the assistants. They probably had one going between several classes, which means you've got a kindergarten teacher trying to teach kids how to read, plus trying to teach them how to be in school and behave. Whereas when I was there, we had an assistant or tutor in every single kindergarten class. So that's part of it. It goes back further. It's not just helping the third graders, it's going back where it starts.
Sure. All the data you've brought is absolutely correct according to what all the state reps are saying and the numbers. So I did have a chance to talk to outside someone who's putting together a massive program in the state of Maine for putting charters. And her advice was that essentially get to the schools, find out what their programs will look like, align with them in the direction we're going.
Yeah, ask them what they need.
Ask what they always ask.
Don't decide, okay, the third grade scores are low, so let's all go to third grade. Ask them where they see the need the most,
Yeah.
because they would know.
Yeah.
I know data's good, but these are people that are there every day.
They know the most about the work.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest complaints in education. People make the decisions, they're not there. They're not teaching in the classrooms. So I would go, you have to go further. Don't just say, oh, let's all go and listen to the third graders read. You need to go back where that started. And that's just my opinion.
Absolutely right. So the question becomes, what's the best way to approach this? We got to get the schools, and I think we want to bring the libraries and even Boys and Girls Club. You know, there's that capacity there. So I don't know where we are, Deb, exactly in terms of let's get approval.
Yeah, this is brand new.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just talking.
Right? But the potential is there, the energy is available, and it will help support our charter of creating some happiness and support for our seniors as well. So if we can supplement that, we're helping the town. And who knows, maybe the town will find a couple of extra bucks for us. Okay, so neither case. So if I could ask Madam Chairman, if I could ask for the support of this while we develop, and we'll keep you guys posted.
All right. How does everybody feel about
Yes,
that?
not to put you on the spot, but can you articulate this in a crisp motion by any chance?
Oh.
Just so we know.
That too? Okay. I would move.
Awkward word is crisp.
I don't want to constrain you, but something less than 750 words.
Okay.
You're on the spot.
I would move that our committee and Council on Aging support the activity of a development where we can incorporate seniors into the school system for the improvement of both seniors and the children we're trying to support.
I'll
Any support.
second that.
It wasn't crisp.
It was decent, it was very decent. Crisp enough.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We wouldn't really vote on this because it's actually not on the agenda, however.
Whoa, yeah.
We are
hold on,
going to
yeah.
support that.
Yeah.
We're going to support your further investigation.
Okay, there you go. I like that. Allow me to further investigate.
I'm gonna have to withdraw that second, actually.
I know.
Lou,
However, all right, I think we all
In
support you.
spirit, I think.
We are, in
People are with
spirit.
you as individuals and not speaking as a body.
There we go. All right.
thank you. Thank you very much. Do I have anything else? Happiness, 41 is deferred, and Margaret, yeah.
So Jack had spoken to me about Jane and Jack are not going to be able to be here in March. And I asked Kayla to do some further inquiry about whether that could be possibly a Zoom meeting. She's going to get back to Pac and Joe, and she'll let us know at the February meeting. Right? All right.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Any further board comment? BRTD? All right, so we have two sets of minutes to approve. Does everybody have both the November and the December?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So it will work successfully if I send you the minutes.
Yes.
And the agenda. Does that work?
Yes.
All right, so first of all, November minutes. Do I have a motion to approve, or is there any discussion for that? So moved. Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, November minutes are approved. All right, December minutes. Is there a motion to approve? So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, we have two sets of minutes. All right, new business. As I hope you got notification from me. First of all, Representative Kuchmarek wrote, or his rep wrote and told me that he had an unavoidable conflict. Then I heard from Senator Cronin that he had an unavoidable conflict, and of course, at that point, Representative Scarsdale said I'll do this in February, and they all agreed to come in February. But I thought that this would be a good opportunity to have a little bit of discussion about what we wanted to ask them. Susan gave me some great questions, which I wanted to share with you. And what I want to do is put all of our questions together and get them out to the contingent before the next meeting so that we aren't blindsiding them. So I'd love to add to these, and you can get them today. We can talk about them today, or if you want to get me any further questions before the next meeting, but Susan had some great questions. What is the current status of existing legislation aimed at helping caregivers and their eligibility requirements? Which I thought was an excellent question. And what is the status of new legislation aimed at helping caregivers and their eligibility requirements and the likelihood of passage in 2026?
That's great, because I just read in the paper that, I can't pronounce his name,
Kushner.
That's one of his focus points,
Yes,
is on
yes.
caregivers and
Yes.
helping them.
So
So that would be right up his alley.
those are great questions, and thank you, Susan, for that.
Yeah, I don't know if we read the same article.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's all the questions of how, let's get a little more depth in terms of what might be
Right,
available.
Right, so
in
those are,
terms of
I'm gonna send
understanding
those off to him. And then Kathy sent me a question. How can the council go about getting funding for our seniors? So those are the questions that have been submitted to me so far. Does anybody else have any questions that we should be sending to them ahead of time? Or if you think of anything else?
Yeah, if Mike Kuzmaker's coming, he wrote a really nice Facebook post with regard to the loss of his mom and how she really meant to him. And I don't know exactly the dates, but the guy's got a good heart.
Mhm.
He really does, really, really does. And, so perhaps we extend our condolences on the loss of mom, if that would be appropriate.
Was this recent?
I don't know.
No.
Something caused him to write something about his mom.
Because he was a caregiver.
Caregiver.
That's
Yes.
that's why this is
Oh,
an
that's
issue
how-
that's near and
Right.
dear to his heart.
Yeah.
Right.
So, all right, well, if you think of anything else, but I thought those were excellent questions, and I don't want them to come to our meeting and have something come up that they're not prepared to talk about. I'm sure they'll have presentations of their own, but, and if anything comes up at your meeting with Margaret,
Yeah.
please pass
Bring it
that
forward.
along. That would
Yeah,
be
of
great.
course.
All right, I have on here personnel update, and I'm going to call Deb up to talk about that, but before that, because I don't want you bouncing around, I had a thought, we've lost Pauline, we're in the process of getting somebody else in here, but that's going to be taxing, I would imagine, to the staff to turn somebody new in, to be shorthanded in the interim and all of that. So I had been under the impression from our previous director that there was an issue with someone taking minutes, that it was in the secretarial contract, that the person who's in Michelle's position was in the secretarial union and was required to do that as part of the job spec. And then Deb said she investigated and that was not the case. And as you know, Pauline and other people have been taking minutes. And I'm wondering, as a help to our staff, if we should not have somebody on the council who is our quote-unquote clerk. If we should not elect somebody who is a clerk. I don't know how you feel about that, but most of the other committees have a clerk that is part of their councils, committees, whatever. I don't know how you feel about that. I'm going to have Deb come up and talk about, give us a personnel update, talk about how we have a new real estate manager, talk about where we are on the outreach person and how she would feel about that. But I think it's going to be a big strain in the next few months when we're trying to get new personnel in place. And I'm wondering how you feel about if we should have somebody on the council taking notes, doing our minutes. don't know how you feel about it, I don't know how Deb feels about it. So I'm just throwing that out there as trying to get less strain on our staff.
My preference would be if you wanted somebody on the council to take minutes, that you rotated through the council rather than having one person every meeting do all the minutes.
How do you feel about having someone on the council do it?
I don't have any problem with that. I mean, that's not atypical for meetings. I just think it should be kind of a rotating responsibility rather than one person doing the minutes all the time. I mean, personally, I wouldn't want to be that person.
I'm going to throw something out there. First of all, this is not something I share with a lot of people, but I can't write more than about 3 sentences. Literally, my hand was smashed 30 years ago, and it's really getting me now. I can barely sign my name 5 times. So
The concept.
yes. No, I'm just saying. So I'm saying this. I'm about to put somebody else out there, but I'm not going to be able to absorb any of that responsibility for myself. At least by hand writing the notes. But one thing I was going to suggest is, yes, while I definitely see the wisdom in making a rotating thing because it's a heavy responsibility. There might have to be some sort of rubric for ensuring some sort of consistency among them, because you can tell that they're from a different hand if it keeps moving around. So, yeah.
With my ADHD.
I'm calling on her like I'm the chair.
Thoughts are horrifying, but correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of the town committees are using AI
Yeah, I was just
to take the notes, and then you just have to review them. And you can also, couldn't you not necessarily have to take the notes during the meeting, listen to the meeting afterwards and do it? So that would make it a little easier. So if it were rotating, I would be glad to help, but I wouldn't want to do it every morning. Just with my ADHD, I'd be running at the last minute trying to get it done.
My thoughts are, I'm trying to take some pressure off the
No,
staff.
I think absolutely
and
we need to do that.
I think maybe if we could take some of the responsibility from staff, it might be a good idea. Deb, come on up.
using AI, and it's a
Using
great
AI.
suggestion.
Yeah.
Yes, we have to do some research and find out what program.
Well, the AI would take the audio and convert it into written.
Yes, so we'd have to find out what program.
That's a
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know if we have a license, but there is some software that we were using. I can find out if we're still using it, because I haven't really heard much about it, so I can find that out.
Yeah,
That would be
I think
great.
Stormwater was doing it
Yeah.
that way, because John's on Stormwater, my husband.
Does Google have that capacity?
So I know YouTube has pretty good integration now, so the transcripts are very good. So you could pull up the transcript and even like copy it out and modify it, because I've relied on that a lot. But there is some software, I don't know what it's called, so I can find out if we have like a login for it that we could probably use.
I'm just trying.
I love that idea.
Jeff.
There's not an easy cheat, by the way.
Okay.
The Microsoft Square and push H, and it records,
Okay.
writes everything down for you, or for that matter, you can watch a section, Microsoft H, paraphrase it real quick and go to the next. It doesn't have to be a monumental task. And I don't know about getting into, you want to put the whole hour or so, hour and a half, and then have it sort through, that might be kind of difficult.
Yeah.
And so we human beings still serve a higher purpose, and that we can summarize easily. May not necessarily be totally right, but that's what a review of the minutes are all about. But I would just go easily in Microsoft Square H, and that'll transcribe everything you've written down, unless you don't speak well, and then it really messes you up, but that's a different
Well,
story.
there are different options.
Yeah.
Is it possible to throw that into ChatGPT and say, can you make a set of minutes out of this? Like you take the whole, yeah.
Okay, so since it's on the agenda, I'd like to entertain some way to help the staff out. Is we can investigate this for the next meeting. Is that something that would be acceptable to you all? That we kind of take some ownership
Yeah.
of producing minutes
Yes.
somehow?
Yeah, Madam
Yes.
Chairman, I think what you've been able to do is kind of develop a consensus here that says, yeah, let's figure out a way, but let's agree that we're gonna take it. But that way-
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, yeah.
one comment with the old way. I took minutes several times. And my problem was that I was so focused on writing
Right.
everything down that I wasn't able to pay attention
To
to.
the meeting.
Right.
Yeah, that's always the problem.
Just a suggestion also, in past life, we had volunteers who volunteered to come to the meetings and take minutes. And there's people that actually like taking minutes, and they.
Who are they?
Good, yeah. They must be full of thoughts.
So that may be an option too, if we wanted to post that out, looking for volunteers once a month to come take the minutes.
Okay, I might be a limited version.
Yeah, if I can make a comment to that, with regard to the quality, and we've had other folks in other groups just come in and write, or they had somebody sign, they didn't understand all the nuances that went along with the conversations and missed those points. But I think that, yeah, whatever we can do to get some more energy into it, but yeah, the quality output may not be really good, but if
It
we-
might be great.
it might even be better. It might even be better if they come every meeting.
Right.
But swap it around.
No.
All right, so the motion would be, if someone would like to make it, that we would take on looking into possibilities that we find a way to get the minutes done without using the staff.
Second.
That's not my motion. I want you to make a motion. Someone.
I would like to make a motion that the Council of Aging Board will take on the responsibility of the minutes and figure out a way to do them accurately and
Easy.
easily.
Okay, we have a second?
Second.
All right, any more discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, thank you. I just,
Minutes,
I don't know.
Well, we've got a recording, of course, that's a start.
I do not know if anybody was, I started.
Oh, thank you, thank you. All right, I just think that the staff is gonna be so spread thin right now that if we can help out and do what we can, you're welcome.
Madam Chairman, I think if I can relate the story, yesterday, you and related it.
Randy.
Betsy.
Brandy.
Brandy. Brandy, yes, Brandy.
Yeah,
You were it for the whole place.
we were,
Yeah.
but we called in reinforcements, Barbara. So Barbara came in and ran the front desk for us, so, yeah.
All right, on that note,
Yes.
personnel update.
So they have advertised the position for outreach. So I'm not sure if they've had any applicants yet or not. I know they've had a couple. They were hoping to get a good amount by the 16th. He said, preference given to those who applied by then. So we'll have to, at the end of the week, check with Julie and see what we've got to look at and see if there's anything to go forward with. So we're looking forward to that. Like I said, I'm hoping we get somebody really dynamic who is going to really jump in and love every minute of it. We did have, last Monday, we had our new meal site manager started, which has been fabulous. She is here today, if anybody would like to say hi and meet her. She's making our chicken stir fry for lunch right now. And that's about it for updates. There's only the four of us, so.
So is someone working on a job description for the assistant director?
Yeah, HR is working
When
on.
would that be available for our next meeting so we can look at that?
I'd have to check with Julie,
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
we'll see. And that's for the assistant director position. Yeah.
thank you. All right, so there's no financial.
Just a
yes.
question of clarification. So we're looking at an outside, a director, assistant director, and we've still got the outreach coordinator position posted.
We have the outreach position posted. We're looking to hire an outreach coordinator currently.
Right.
We're investigating whether an assistant director, which encompasses outreach, is a way to go or not. But none of that's been decided.
Okay. That's right. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. So there's no financial report. Is there anything while you're there, so we don't make you get up and
Yes.
down, else that you would like to speak with us about?
So on your second thing, the caregiver resource coordinator, not coordinator, connection, we are having a program. It was canceled for this month, but it's been rescheduled for next month, and it's called Be a Better Listener. And it actually offers continuing education credits for those who are EMTs, social workers, nurses, any of that type of, job. So basically, this is geared towards caregivers who are dealing with family members or loved ones who have dementia, Alzheimer's, any type of cognitive deficiencies. So it's to teach them how to be a better listener. And how to deal with somebody who may not be living in the time and space that you are in currently.
I think even without dementia, just elderly,
Yeah.
it would, I planned on going, so.
So when is it?
So it's been rescheduled for February 10th at 11:30, and lunch will be provided
What day of the week is that?
Tuesday.
Okay, thank you. Is that,
And
that
that
would be right after our meeting?
Yep.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, and that's being sponsored by Neshoba Park. So, and did you want to, go into yours or just go into mine?
Sure, while you're there.
All right, so one thing that's coming up tomorrow is Introduction to Meditation. So if you've ever wondered about meditation, how that can help you, how it can sharpen your mind, relax your body, all of that, there is a program tomorrow at 4:30, so we welcome anybody who wants to attend to please come. The two programs that were canceled for January was the Be a Better Listener, and like I said, that has been rescheduled for February 10th at 11:30. And Eat Well, Feel Well, a vegan wellness workshop, was postponed because we had that ice cancellation day. So that has been rescheduled for February 11th at 1 p.m. So if you've ever been interested in what a vegan lifestyle would be like, come and check it out. Even if you wanted to use it as just a sampling of in your life, there will be tastings that day as well. So you can come taste it. It is February 11th at 1. I believe it's a Wednesday. Now, new in February. So we have balance class with Deb Arsenal. That is the last Monday of every month. Everyone's been asking for more. So we are now starting in February. We're going to have balance class with Deb Arsenal every Monday. So it'll be every Monday at 3:30 p.m. Also new, the Stronger Seniors have exercise on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They asked for a Wednesday as well. So now we're going to be having Stronger Seniors exercise Wednesdays at 11 o'clock. So Stronger Seniors will be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. February is coming up. The February newsletter should be posted online today. It was sent to the printer yesterday. And February is Heart Health Month. And as you know, we have a nurse practitioner, Lauren Perella, who lives here in Lunenburg. And she does monthly educationals for us. And she's going to be talking on maintaining heart health as we age. So that is actually on February 5th at 9:30. And this is all in your calendars too. Our Valentine Luncheon is going to be on Thursday, February 12th. And it's going to begin at 11 o'clock with musical love songs bingo. So please join us for fun prizes as we name those tunes and win that bingo. And it is a Lady and the Tramp themed lunch, so we're having spaghetti and meatballs. February 17th is Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras. So we're going to have music, jambalaya, and of course, king cake. Also on February 25th, some of you who come on a regular basis have noticed a gentleman sitting out in our lobby, Lucas. Lucas is from We Care 365. And basically, it's a government program that pays caregivers to stay at home and take care of their loved ones. It cannot be a spouse, and certain guidelines to qualify for this program. So he's available to talk to everybody. He is sponsoring a lunch with his entire office on February 25th. I'm sorry, breakfast on February 25th, and where is that? At 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, and like I said, he's going to educate, all of us and caregivers on who can receive this monies to stay home and take care of your loved ones. Dr. Katie Jacobson has been coming monthly to do foot care. She's been running a foot care clinic here. So the next date she's here is February 26th at 10:30. Well, the appointments start at 10:30, and they're half-hour appointments. And this is private pay, paid directly to her. If you want more information, you can just call the center here. And then the last Friday of every month is our Memory Cafe. And the January Cafe is going to feature our own country line dancers. So we had our tap dancers, now we're having our country line dancers. And then in February 27th, the Good Pickin' Farm is going to come here with their bunnies.
Oh.
So February's Memory Cafe will have lots of bunnies, lots of bunnies. And I think that's about all that I have here, but like I said, there's more in the newsletters if anybody has anything else.
Any questions? Thank you, that sounds wonderful.
Good job.
All right, getting back to our agenda. Jack, you had something about Article 12 you wanted to talk about?
41A?
Oh, 41.
Yeah.
You had something.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm mixing up my dumb manner, so.
Well, we don't stand out, so you could easily confuse us,
Sorry.
So you'll recall at the last meeting of December 9th, we voted as a body to appoint me and give me authorization to work with the select board and the town manager on behalf of the COA regarding Article 12 from the November 2025 special town meeting. That's the whole business about how notices of town meeting and warrants are disseminated. Development with the holidays, minor development, but development. Caesar reached out to me, and we are going to get together over coffee and start hacking away at this thing. Yep. So that'll be in about a couple of weeks. We'll start. So we'll probably have something of substance to review the next time. But just to let you know, the wheels are in motion. Kind of everybody went on hiatus during holidays, but Caesar cracked the ice and reached out to me, and it's happening. So.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Caesar.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Any updates on local hospital services that anybody knows about?
Yes, actually, the construction in Groton has been undertaken, and if you drive down 119, which is Main Street, you go past the main part of town, maybe half a mile from the town on the right, you can see a huge building going up. And it's opposite, it's a very small plaza that has a bakery, cafe, and dental offices and things like that. So they are making progress. There are really no updates posted on the UMass Memorial website. I went on there this morning, it's the same thing about the services that are going to be offered. And now the projected opening is late 2026. But if you're in Groton going up 119, you'll see it on the right. The building is really it's going to be quite big because it not only has the ER center, but it has observation patient rooms, and patients can stay, for awaiting transport. It's going to have a heliport for the helicopter to pick up patients that need emergency transport to the major medical centers. So that's my update.
I reached out to Noah Wiley.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't respond.
Oh, okay.
That's right. It's so busy in Pittsburgh. I thought maybe like a little rural setting, but
It's too busy.
I know.
And Madam Chairman, if I could along those lines, we need help in that regard. Jane and I spent 8 hours in Leominster waiting to be seen after she fell. That is nuts.
It's
Yeah.
terrible.
Absolutely
It's terrible.
nuts.
We went through a similar.
And then when they finally
Yeah.
saw and all the other stuff, we ended up leaving there at 4 in the morning, not there, in an ambulance going down to the trauma center. But either case, you're keeping people waiting 8 hours to be seen?
I think we waited 12.
Yeah, that's.
You have to have a gunshot wound, right?
Yeah.
Or be bleeding,
Yeah.
right?
I think if anything like that were ever to happen again, use the ambulance. Call the ambulance.
Yes, you get a better
Yes.
response.
Much better
Yes.
response,
Yes.
they get you in a lot faster, so
Yes.
pass that along.
Yeah.
Use the ambulance.
One more thing, UMass Medical has a website that you can go to just for updates on this Groton Center. And it's www.health.org/Neshoba. So if you wanted an update, just check out the website. You can see pictures of the new facility too. It's quite big and beautiful.
Thank you. All right, www.health.org/Neshoba.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Lobby furnishings, any update on that?
It's still happening. The amount of money that is in the gift fund was in question because there was a number reported with all the turnovers at the town, and Deb, correct me if I'm wrong. It's been hard to try and get a handle on exactly how much money we have available. So we have looked at it, we're still working, Deb's working with the town to find out how much are in all these funds to see if we actually have 100% of the funding. We have a lot of it, we just don't have all of it for sure. And as people in town get up, you know, the new people get updated in all our systems, she's gonna be able to get a better handle on it. In the meantime, we have talked to Christiana from the company and talked about ways we could possibly lower the cost by using different upholstery, not necessarily getting side tables, and we're working on bringing the cost a little bit down. And so it's still definitely in the future, I just don't know how far in the future.
All right, thank you for sticking on top of it.
Thanks.
All right, 41A update, Jack, you're up.
Okay, basically, I did get a response back from the assessor's office, and they said that we don't currently have any exemptions. That would not be correct. That's that one hangover we know from last year. I'm also talking to another person inside of, that's made contact with us, and seeing if we can't move them along. The town did grant 112 abatements, and they gave back about 166,000, which we kind of lead into which was a little side. Deb and I did talk about a new bulletin board arrangement in which we can start highlighting and try to start selling, like the circuit breaker, the elevators.
Designating one of the bulletin boards for this.
That would talk about financial help and other things that would support that. And I fell off the earth, Deb. So,
No, it's there.
yeah.
There's nothing on it.
So that's it. I need to get back to Linda and say, hey, where are we? And I think it's time to start pushing and making people more aware of the fact that there is some funds out there. And it's not just financial pieces. There's my favorite thing in the world is elevators now. And
Yes.
it is. Oh my God. But it just makes so much sense in terms of keeping people at home. And I was talking to some other people, I talked to my dentist, believe it or not, they're going through the same thing, the amount of disruption. And they're looking at putting an elevator in their home. For the cost of putting the elevator in versus paying a realtor just to sell your house, it gets really close. And so why would anybody feel like they have to leave because they've got a multiple story house? And as we know, stairs can be dangerous, right? and they are. So we'll try and use that bulletin board and try and talk it up that way.
Is that something we should ask legislators if there's anything?
There is quite a bit. There is quite a bit
what they
there.
what they can summarize for us
That's a good
Okay.
idea.
Yeah,
for
Yeah.
the elderly.
Yeah, I had that
Yeah.
question, I like that.
see. Yeah.
For the elderly.
Do you want me to bring that up?
I would love for you to bring
Okay.
that up with Margaret, but then we'll put that on our agenda for items to summarize for us. There's probably a lot of legislation that people are not easily able to wade through, and it's helpful if they're able to summarize places to look.
Okay. Yeah.
Just one note on that, the third person that came to speak about the caregiver, he was very, very good about what's available for seniors. I mean, even one-on-one care that you would think you wouldn't qualify for, and he would probably be a good person.
Was he the
to-
one you talking about, Keith? The Integrity Medicare guy? Or were you
Yes.
talking- Yeah, that was the fourth one.
Or he talked about Medicaid, but it sounded like more people
Qualified than think they do in
Right.
their own ways. Yes, that was Keith, Integrity Medicare. He's the one that will be here. I just was on the schedule. Do you know offhand? Integrity Medicare. Thursday, the 25th. Is he here every week? Yes,
Cole's here every Wednesday.
every Wednesday.
Keith is the owner of the company.
Right,
And he can come anytime we want him to come
Right.
and do another presentation.
Right, but Integrity Medicare, which is that company,
Yes, is here
has a
every Wednesday.
representative here every Wednesday
Yeah.
as well.
Okay, so that leads right into the next item, which is the COA Board Facebook page. Anything you would like on that page
To highlight.
to highlight, anything coming up, let me know, or let Lou know. We're the co-administrators on that page, and I'd like to start getting a lot of information out there. Right now, it's just been what the COA has done, it's our group picture. Anything you want to highlight, just let us know, and one of us will put it out there for you, so that's a perfect thing to put out there. So just message me or email me anything that you want to highlight that people should know about, so do that.
Well, right now, we could highlight the Be a Better Listener.
Yes, absolutely.
Anything related
Yes.
to the caregiver program.
Yeah, and you can also share from our page too.
Right,
You know,
right,
so-
but I mean, anything that you really
Yeah.
want us to bang out there,
Okay.
particularly anything that the COA is involved with, like this caregiver program, we should be putting it out.
Yeah, because we
On
kind
that
of,
page.
Deb has done some great programs without our little group, and that's
Right.
awesome that you're continuing this
Right.
on, but we're gonna have to start soon thinking about what we're gonna do in the spring
Exactly.
for
So-
new programs.
And we talked about another 3 programs in the spring, right?
Yeah.
Maybe repeating some of them, even with the speakers with different emphasis,
Yep.
responding to questions.
Yeah, and right now, so we have to Be a Better Listener and the We Care 365 coming up.
Yeah.
So just to
And
keep-
Mike
just to
Mascherelli
keep
has
people
said he
interested.
would.
So,
Right. I
um,
do have one other thing that I forgot.
okay,
Jack said something that clicked in my head, but one of the things I have been talking with Senator Cronin's office about is making our back area into a telehealth hub. So we've been talking about, and I did talk to the fire chief and the building inspector, and both of them were okay with the design that I had put forward to them, as far as putting a desk with a computer in there, so that if you are a senior and you don't have a computer, and your doctor wants to do a telehealth appointment with you, you could come here and do it in that space.
in the computer room or in?
No,
where
in the
pool
back.
tables are?
Nope, there's another back area.
Oh, I know, okay.
Yep,
Beyond the
Yes.
puzzles
Yeah.
on the right.
yeah, so they said I'm actually working with Beth Walsh right now on that, so that's just another thing we have in the works that hopefully will come to fruition.
Okay, thank you. Great idea. Okay, feedback on bylaws. You're up,
Okay, you want me to come up?
please,
Okay.
join us.
So this is gonna have to go to the bylaw review committee, because I think, this is actually a little more complicated than I thought it would be. So the language in the Council on Aging bylaw is sort of a copy and paste of what's in state statute. And my sort of introductory legal analysis of this is that it's kind of old, and it's from a time where Council on Agings were just sort of it, and senior centers didn't really have staff. So the idea was that you guys could appoint a clerk to like help you guys with some of the administrative work with administering any programs for seniors in town. But now that there's actually staff, and also now that a lot of towns have moved towards like the actual town manager form of government, I don't even think that the language in that bylaw would technically be legal, because I don't think it aligns with the charter with how the town manager frame of government works. So I don't have examples of other towns that have different Council on Aging bylaws. It's going to require some research, so that's why I want to bring it back to that committee. So right now I think either we just leave it and ignore it, or we actually like find some examples of other towns that have like completely different bylaws. So I think it really needs to just be completely reworked.
I agree totally.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Well,
looked at that and
well,
said, oh my, this is not.
yeah, because I wondered where that language came from. I knew it had to have come from somewhere, and it's literally just from the state law.
Yeah.
So it turns out the state's kind of similar to us. They have all these things on the books that they just don't update. So it's kind of, wrong to think that everything that you find in state law is like, perfectly up to date. Because there's a lot that just,
I
isn't
wonder
on
if
their
we're
radar.
legally allowed to celebrate Christmas. Yeah, because we used to not be able to.
Well,
The blue laws.
that's true, yeah. Massachusetts to outlaw Christmas.
All right, so do you need me to work with you on that? Are you going to work on that and come back to us? Is
So if you want to come to the bylaw review committee where I bring this up to them, you can. I don't
Okay,
think you
just
have
let me
to.
know.
I can at least get their feedback and share it with you if you want to
Okay.
save some time.
Sure.
We don't even have a meeting scheduled yet anyway, so.
That'd be great.
Yeah, okay, all right, sounds good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Can I
you're welcome.
get a notice too, either from you or from you, second-hand notice? Because I'd like to check that out myself. if you could.
Sure.
Okay, yeah,
Sure,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can be the rep if you'd like.
Yeah.
Well, it's not on the agenda, we can't vote on it.
Thank you, Cesar.
You're welcome.
All right. So we've gone
And
through
to sneaky dog in.
All right, Barbara, do you have a report for us? Thank you for being here.
Oh, you're very welcome.
And I just want to say thank you to our new Eagle House supporters group, because they have been awesome, just amazing. Thank you.
We're trying. So we have a lot going on this year. The first thing that's coming up is our 2 fundraisers, and we're having our meeting tomorrow, so nothing is really final yet, but we're doing a gift card frenzy bingo, which we're going to ask people, the businesses, to donate gift cards or gift baskets, and those are going to be the prizes for the bingo. So the bingo would run like a regular bingo. You'd have regular specials, whatever. And then we're also going to sell some other tickets for the gift baskets. So that's one way that we're going to try to raise some money. The other one is...
Do you have a date for that yet?
Oh, I'm sorry. That one is going to be March 22nd. March 22nd. I'm not sure what date.
Sunday.
Sunday. Thank
Sunday
you.
afternoon.
Sunday. Okay. And I think we said 1 to 3.
I think so.
I think we said 1
Doors
to
open
3.
at noon, game plays 1 to 3. If anybody in TV land would like to donate gift cards to.
Yes, I mean,
Oh, yes, anybody out there?
Yes, or gift baskets. That would be.
Did you get one for Christmas that you're not going to use?
Yes, there we go. The other thing that we're doing, and it's kind of being run by Lynn Walsh and the state park people, it's going to be a pickleball tournament, and we don't have a date on that yet, but more will come out, later. And I think she said we're going to have it at, what is that one? It's in Fitchburg.
Game on.
Game On, thank you, Game On. Because I think one of the venues she's looking at to do that. So those are basically our 2 fundraisers that we're working on right now. Then we have a list of trips. So our first trip is going to be April 1st, and all of this is going to be out in the February calendar, so you don't have to write anything down if you didn't want to. It's going to be April 1st, and it's going to be to Encore Casino in Boston. And then we have 2 that we're going to do in May, It's going to be the Penn Dutch trip, and then the Boston to Bermuda trip, which has already been out advertised. And there's some flyers over here on the table if you'd like to take one. Then we have June 10th will be the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. June 19th will be the LaBelle Winery in Derry, New Hampshire. So that will include a tour, a wine tasting, and a luncheon.
Barbara, can I interrupt for 1 second?
Yep.
The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, the bus is actually being paid in part by the Lunenburg Cultural Council. It was a cultural council grant that we received.
And then July 15th, we're going to have the Tall Ships. August 19th is going to be the Beach Boy Lobster Bake. September 30th is the Inn at Eastern Farm with a stop for lunch. And October 8th will be the Break for Moose Sunday River Resort. And October 22nd is going to be the Neil Diamond and Friends. November 17th is Branson's Christmas Spectacular. And December 9th will be the Newport Mansions. So we also
That's a great
a
schedule.
lot of these trips, some of these are going to be just our trips, but some of them we've done with Best of Times so that we get percentage of the money if we get so many people that sign up.
Yep.
That's great. Good.
And also the tall ships, you're going to be on a ship.
Yes.
You're going to go out on a boat to the ships.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
All I can say is, wow. Amazing. That's amazing.
So that's
Thank you
all
so
I have.
much.
Thank you very much.
Hats.
Anna's working
Oh,
on it.
Anna's working on that. That's a
That's not your side, okay.
That's a different side.
She went to the last Wellman's meeting.
She's going to Belmont's
She went to the last meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed,
She came with.
Oh, I know.
you came to the old man's meeting.
Yes.
All right, any
Can you
notices?
buy me?
Any notices of communications? Anybody hear from anybody? No? All right, yes.
One thing Barbara just mentioned to me too is for a lot of our trips, we're actually teaming up with Townsend so that we can fill the bus.
Sure.
So
I don't think you're gonna have trouble filling the bus on some of those.
Yeah, probably not.
That sounds wonderful. Any more board comment?
This maybe should have been brought up under the Facebook thing, but, and I don't think this requires a vote, but I would be willing to take it upon myself if the group so desires to update the Facebook page with upcoming nearby heavy metal concerts.
Okay, all right. Go for it.
Iron Maiden is coming in September, just get it on your schedules, all right?
With that note, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Any second? Second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? We are officially adjourned at 10:35. Thank you, everybody.